you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Join the tribe. What are you waiting for? Listen, I was feeling a little under the weather. I don't get on here and just whine about stuff, but my kid had got sick. So whenever my kid gets sick, I'm going to end up getting sick, man. He's always coughing all over the house. And, I got to keep reminding, he's a boy. So I got to like remind him, like wash his hands, and he be touching the door and out the house all the time. So anyway, your boy had to sleep. Get a little bit sick, I just start sleeping and fasting. Sound better now, so I'm, getting back online now. It's neither here nor there. That's for the ladies that's taking some time. What y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to get back to work. I'm watching y'all like y'all watching me. You know what I'm saying? Gotta motivate each other. Come on now. I want to see y'all out there, sitting up straight with your nice little outfits on. You know what I'm saying? Chestis is out. Pretty faces, let's go. Let's get back on this. So anyway, I got a quick story, you guys. Story time, just bring y'all up to speed. I'm back on TikTok. So I was on this live stream, this panel. You guys smash that like button. And it was a panel full of, people in their 20s, 30s. I think there might have been like one or two dudes in their 40s. So, I'm saying, like, it was a good, diverse panel. And the subject was, are women intimidated by men? So, of course, I jumped in there, right? But after I jumped in there, I kind of like read the room for a little bit. And a lot of women were in there complaining about men. And they were just talking about their baby dads aren't nothing. And, women they know, their baby dads aren't nothing. And no one's intimidated by a man. But I got up in there. And, once I got on the panel, well, first of all, I was just talking in the comments. And so if you guys are on TikTok, I do troll somewhat in the comments section. And if you're on Instagram, I'm a whole troll. On Instagram, if you get on my nerves, like not to where I dislike you and almost hate you, but you're just kind of annoying, I'm going to troll you. I'm going to be in your comment section. I'm going to be messing with you. I'm going to save your videos, make reaction videos to it. Y'all don't let me loose on Instagram. I've never been on Instagram before. I've, learned to kind of appreciate the troll factor over there. So I'm trolling. I'm gonna piss you off and do everything I can to piss you off if you're annoying as hell or you have a funny looking face. You know what I'm saying? Talking stuff. I'm gonna try to piss you off. So everybody I've done that to this weekend, it was intentional. Hope you retaliate. I don't like your content, but I don't hate you either. But you're annoying as hell. You know what I'm saying? So I'm over here like reading the room and I'm trolling them. And then 3 women sent me invites to go on the panel, right? I'm doing insanity at the same time though, right? So I'm like doing insanity and then looking at my phone, trolling, jump back insanity. But when I finished insanity, after 5 invites, I could tell they wanted to cook me. So I let them know ahead of time, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. I does this. I love to cook people. I am going to roast y'all. They're like, oh, come on up. All right, bet. So I went up there. Hey, what's going on, man? I don't give a damn. Hit that like button. You understand what I'm saying to you? You know what I mean? And subscribe. So anyway, I go up on the panel and the dude was acting like he was kosher with what I was saying, but I could tell younger dudes that has a panel full of women and he has a tattoo or 3 on his face. You're an idiot. You're a lowbrow idiot, and you definitely was raised by a single mother. You're a black guy with tattoos on your face. Your dad want to let you know it's not a good idea. You're not going to get any kind of job like that. You're not going to be taken serious in any kind of way. I told my kid, you better not get no tattoos until you're well established in your own career. Not career, but entrepreneurship. You're going to be black. Tattoos. I don't give a damn, okay? He's on there looking like a crazy person. So, okay, he ain't got no male leadership. He got tattoos on his face, but he's on there trying to talk cash money. So he asked me the question, hey, what do you think about women being intimidated? After all the women said, I can never get intimidated by a man. I'm like, oh, well, women get intimidated by me all the time. All the time. And what they'll do is they'll relabel it as other things. Oh, I'm shy and well, what do you think shy is? Part of being shy is intimidation. What are you talking about? Are you just redefining things? So he's like, well, why do you feel that way? And I go into my spiel and I frame things out properly, right? It's like those women were doing. I was like, hey, listen, I'm a single father, because he kept talking bad about me and take care of the kids. Single father. I don't get any help from his mother. And what else did I say? You know what I'm saying? I don't get any help from her. Let's make sure she calls him once a week, right? So then a guy goes, I don't want to hear all that. And I'm like, well, excuse me? This is what this dude goes, I don't want to hear all that. So, more than likely, I don't know, dude. I'll put you in timeout for a few minutes, okay? I don't know why you need all that attention. Um, he's like, I don't want to hear all that. I'm like, excuse me? He's like, I don't want to hear about your baby mom. I'm like, I'm fleshing out the conversation, first of all. Secondly, I don't care what you don't want to hear. And let me tell you something. That's the way it's going to be. You need to let people know the stipulations of the panel and the conversation before I get started. See, I thought I was playing around. I don't play around with none of you people. If everyone on the panel, I'm letting you know how I'm going to handle things. So you start whining about stuff that I say, right? I'm going to call you out. What do you mean you don't want to hear it? Well, why before I got started, you didn't let me know? I don't want to hear things about your baby's mom and anything that might be negative or derogatory assumed about women, right? Didn't say none of that. Just like let me run and everything else. And then whenever he felt like I was saying too much, he thought he had to check me. No, 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 no. No, no, we're not doing that. I'm a 40-year-old grown man. You guys smash that like button. We're not doing none of that. See, you sensitive Gen Zers, you think that millennials move like you. Maybe the ones closer to your age, but 40 and up, absolutely not. We don't care about this internet stuff. I don't care. Listen, I don't care what I'm across to. I had to tell that goofball, I don't care what you think or anyone else on this panel. I'm telling you what I think. And then we keep going on through the conversation, and he said something like, you sound hurt. And he said, you sound like you got a grudge. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And you sound like a woman. And then the whole panel goes crazy. Oh my God, I can't believe it. He's misogynist. Da, 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 da. And I was like, what do you mean by that? I'm like, well, allow me to explain. And I start going into it. And he's like, I need you to give me a direct answer. It's like, boy, I want to give you the answer the way I want to give it to you. Okay? You're emotional. You're soft. Let me tell you something. When you're a grown man and you say things like, you sound like, I feel like, and I think I'm going to shut you down. I told this boy this too. I told that boy this too. I'm going to shut it down because that's how women move. You're a man, okay? Now, when I start talking this way, shut up like everybody else on the panel. You're a man. You're supposed to get a based, logical assessment. How can you do that after I've only spoken to this or spoken on the panel and less men go off of how a man sounds? Tone policing. Because it triggers them to hear a real man give it to them straight without trying to sugarcoat it or make it sound a little nicer. No, 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 no. I'm going to talk to you like a man. You're a man, I'm a man. I'm going to talk to you like a man. He didn't like the way that I sounded because he was raised by a single mother. He don't know how real men talk. He gets offended the same way a woman would hearing a stern man speaking his spiel. So he thought he was going to speak for the women and check me. You ain't checking shit, boy. Okay? None of that stuff's going to happen. So if you don't let someone know, and this is for any panelist, if someone comes on your panel and you don't let them know what you don't want to hear, you can't get emotional and start talking about, oh, I don't want to hear that. You better phrase it in a mature type of way. Because saying stuff like, oh, you sound, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean by how I sound? What do you know? Based off the information I've given you so far, what do you know? Now, see, as a man, you don't speak like things sound like this, and I feel like this, and I think like that. No, 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 no. That's boy talk. That's woman talk. Yeah. You might be some of them idiots from over there on TikTok that might have gotten pissed off. Hit that like button, and keep talking. Keep trolling and keep talking. But like I said, he had to shut up because unlike you trolls, we're both looking at each other on a panel with the cameras on. So he couldn't go to making himself feel tough. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. He had to go to drinking a beer. I was like, yeah, go to drinking the beer. I'm calling him soft. I'm calling all kind of stuff. You ain't going to say nothing back to me because I'm not playing around with you. Okay? You can't outword me because I'm a wordsmith. You can't get me emotional because nothing you say means anything to me. Okay? So what has to happen is you got to get straightened out. And I straightened that boy out. And then before I left, I was like, all right, well, I'm up out of here. And then he tried to gaslight me. Oh, are you going to run? I'm not running. Even though before I got on the live stream, I told them I only have a few minutes. I'm about to go run. Just got through doing insanity. But I'm like, no, 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 I'm not running. What I said was, I need to have a grown conversation with grown people that don't go off of how someone sounds. They go off the information that's presented in front of them and the information given to them after they ask direct questions. So I'm going to go ahead and go on another panel where grown folks are talking. I'm going to let you cheering do what you do and get on here and just shoot the crap, because you're not having any kind of serious conversation. Because what he did was, when he started tone policing and trying to check me and diatribe after that, he showed me he was looking for a reason to have a problem with me. You guys smash that like button. You as a man, you cannot assess another man within a sentence or two. Women do that. They'll call it intuition or some type of magic. It's foolishness. It's arrogance and ignorance. But we let women get away with that. But you're a whole man. I'm going to hold you to a higher standard. You don't get on here and host a panel and try to get cute in front of women. No, yourself like a man. You don't like the way I sound? Too fucking bad. What you can do is say, hey, sir, I don't like the energy you're bringing to the live stream, and I, kindly ask you to leave, or you can leave. Cool, I get it. But to sit there and try to gaslight me and try to check me like I'm something, no, 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 no. I was talking over this dude. I don't want to get rude like this. I was talking over him. I was telling him to be quiet. Like, man, be quiet. Hey, 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 hey. I was like, hey, 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 hey. Sometimes you have to do this. When people start going into diatribes, gentlemen, you got to break their train of thought. Okay, I'm giving you some military stuff here. Break their train of thought. So when he starts talking and trying to talk, you got to break it up. Hey, 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 hey. It messes the brain up, right? Discombobulated, what? And be like, okay, then this is what you have to do, man. Listen, psychological, I study. So when I was doing this to this dude, he's not ready for this, not on no type of level. You know what I'm saying? But what I told him before I left was, again, you have a problem with me. You're trying to disguise it behind criticism, but your criticism is based off of how I sound. That ain't a good way to start. Okay? You don't know nothing about me. You haven't given me enough time to really flesh things out. And you're already trying to cut down what I'm saying based off of how it sounds. What do you mean how it sounds? The way it sounds to you is based off your sensitivity, off the failed relationships you've had in your past and your childhood trauma and the lack of your father being around. That's why it sounds the way it sounds to you. It ain't got nothing to do with me, okay? Other people, it's gonna sound like a grown man handling grown man business. So guess what happens after this? He shuts up. There's nothing that can be said. He's sipping his beer and I roll out. After I roll out, here's a point of the video. 4 of the 5 women that was on his panel started following me on TikTok. Well, how about that? He's pandering, and the women end up following. They ain't gotta follow me to check me out or see what's going on with me. They can do that without following. My stuff's not private. They wanted me to know. That's what women do when they want you to know. 4 of them, all 4 of them, boom, 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 back to back to back, right after I left his live stream. I ended the live stream. I didn't end it, I just left it, right? The women started following me right afterwards, okay? Women like who they like. When I was telling them about how women are intimidated by me, all the women got quiet. There was no talking over me. There was no talking crazy, okay? That's what happens when you have that real masculine aura. They get quiet, they shut up, they want to listen. Because whether they want to admit it or not, you're their type. Maybe not you exactly, maybe your measurements could be a little bit different, but your mindset, the way you move, the way you think, they want to know. So what I'm saying to you guys is this. Women like who they like, and they're intimidated by certain men. If you're not one of those guys, you're just not him. So you can't tell a guy that is him, oh, women would never be intimidated. Nah, dude, not intimidated by you. You're not no one to be intimidated for. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. But certain men like me that move a certain way that women know, and I said this on the live stream, that women know they're going to have to consistently upgrade themselves to feel comfortable being around somebody like me, because I'm doing it. And when they know they can't keep up and they don't want to, you know what I'm saying, all of a sudden, I'm too much, da 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 da. Women that really want something, really want a real man, I don't bother them. I mean, it's going to challenge them. It's going to push them to be better. It's going to lead by example. And that was an example of such. 4 women on his live stream followed me after the live stream was over. And there was only 5 on the panel. The 5th one didn't follow me because when I was calling him soft, She was trying to call me soft in the comment section. So she probably felt foolish to try to follow me right after that. But she was in the live stream the whole time talking about, I love confident men. I got in there talking the way I did. I'm telling you, those women was talking over every other dude. They wanted to hear every word I said, every syllable, everything. Okay? So you're him and you step in a room, you get all the attention of everybody in there. People older than you, people younger than you, people your age. They want to hear what you have to say, no matter what room you walk up in. Okay? And I realized while I was in that live stream also, he knew who I was because he was watching his mouth. He was watching his mouth a little bit too much not to know who I am. He definitely knew who I was. So I want to tell you something. A lot of people watch y'all and you don't know. A lot of people watch you and you don't. I've been giving this great thought over the past couple of days I've been off. So I'm going to move differently because of that. I'm going to try to be a little bit more understanding. Trying to kind of understand people a little bit more. So, you know, just know that people be watching you, man. All kinds of people. And a lot of people don't want to let you know. A lot of people don't let you know because they just have self-esteem, insecurities. It's nothing to do with you, right? They do that with everybody, but they don't mean nothing against it, right? I'm kind of learning. I'm learning, man. I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of people that I see that kind of like say what I say, and I'm looking into stuff and I'm looking up influence and how influence works. And you know, when you just him, or I mean, for you ladies out there, you heard people just they like what you do, and I'm trying to get better at not, you know, crashing out about it, basically, because I put a lot of work in the way that I present myself, carry myself, and look, and people like kind of pick up on it. You know what I mean? But that's how influence works. I can't control it. I can't control it. You know, so I'm kind of a control freak, and I don't like seeing people just taking from me like that. So I had to grow. I had to grow, man. I ain't gonna lie. I had to grow. Man, I know this dude ain't dying his beard. Like, I know this dude ain't. I'll be doing all kind of noticing. I'm a military guy. I'm an engineer. I'm supposed to notice stuff. It's how I stayed alive, man. So I'm just in Iraq both times. So I shut that off. I notice every pattern shift, everything. If